What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Dodger Heads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jess Beagle, joined today by Dodgers pitcher Justin Wrobleski. Justin, we were just joking. Good to see you. Last time I saw you, you were at AAA and hadn't made your debut. Now you're a full-fledged big leaguer.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to hear that. I'm excited. Good to see you. Good to talk to you again.
This year, your first year, I believe, in camp with the Dodgers. As a pitcher, to look around this room and to see the names that are in this clubhouse, what's that been like for you?
Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, you got multiple Cy Youngs in here, and just kind of a lot of guys you can learn from. Even the guys that aren't starters, like a bunch of really good relief pitchers too. So it's a really good group of guys, and even the younger guys that haven't quite made a name for themselves. I think there's a lot to learn from those guys too. So it's been crazy.
Is there anybody among the veteran pitchers, guys that have been up at the big league, that you've sort of tried to attach yourself to learn from in particular?
Yeah, I'd say trying to learn as much as I can from guys like Blake and Kershaw, because obviously left-handed pitchers, left-handed starters, so kind of whatever I can get from them I try to, and then kind of I've talked to Tanner Scott a little bit just about kind of his arsenal and kind of what he's thinking, where he's trying to throw the ball, because similar kind of goals with the fastball, obviously different stuff and stuff like that, but kind of similar in how we throw it. So just kind of learning from guys like that and just trying to pick their brains on kind of how to attack hitters, where they're trying to throw the ball, where they're setting the catcher up, just things like that.
Is there anything in particular or specifically that you feel like you've picked up from those guys, or tips that they've given you?
I'd say just in talking to guys that are at those guys' level, it's more so just their ability to kind of simplify the game down. And I think this is something I kind of learned last year. It's like you get to a point where you're good, and then it's just a matter of being able to compartmentalize stuff and figure out how you can simplify it and make it easier on yourself.
Looking back to last year, what do you feel like you learned from your time at the major league level that maybe you've taken with you into the offseason? Yeah,
I learned obviously it's very unpredictable. Just kind of I think I'm better equipped for kind of if I happen to go up and down again this year, and trying to adjust my routine, because it's the big thing that gets kind of thrown off when you're doing that up and down stuff and you're going places and you may not pitch, you may pitch. It's a lot, especially when you're used to kind of being on the set schedule and kind of being the guy that everyone caters to in the minor leagues. That's just kind of how it goes. And then once you get to the big leagues, it's a little different. But yeah, that's the biggest thing I learned, is just kind of being flexible in my routine and, kind of just rolling with the punches and figuring out the game at the same time.
Anything specific to your pitching that you're working on here this spring?
Yeah, definitely, working on the curveball, just kind of working on being able to mix speeds a little bit better, trying to kind of get everything out of that hard range, throwing a slider that StatCast tags as a cutter now, not throwing the sweeper anymore. So yeah, there's been some adjustments that I've been making, and I'm kind of starting to turn that corner right now, actually, really kind of learning how to mix speeds properly and how to kind of move guys front to back rather than just trying to move guys with shapes like I could in the minor league. So it's been good. It's kind of hard for outside people to kind of notice what I'm working on and what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm definitely making an effort to try to mix speeds a little better and just kind of continue to refine pitch shapes.
How's the comfort level? I mean, when you're learning new pitches, it feels like some guys tell these stories where one day they tried a slider grip and it was perfect immediately, and other guys it's 6 months later and they're still tinkering. Where are you at? Yeah,
so last year, in May of last year when I was in AA, we got rid of the curveball, got to the big leagues. We get to my second and third start, and they were like, let's start throwing the curveball again. And so started throwing the curveball again, and it was good. Hey, Andy. It was good, and, just kind of then get sent back down and then try to work on it. But it's hard when you're working against minor league hitters. It's just not the same deal. So, yeah, it's tough, but it's definitely something that I've enjoyed kind of tinkering with and getting better at. But, yeah, it's fun. Just continuing to work on stuff. There's always going to be days where it's not great. There's going to be those days where oh, I got it, and then the next day you don't have it. So it's been good. I'm definitely, like I said, I feel like I've sort of been turning a corner within this past week and a half, really, and kind of and having an understanding for how my pitch mix works now. And that's kind of something that I didn't really have towards the back half of last year is when you make changes like that, not only does it affect like your ability to execute pitches, but it kind of affects your thought process when you're on the mound. And that's kind of where I struggled a little bit at the end of last year, is because like I didn't really know how to sequence my pitches because they were kind of changing and kind of morphing to where I could get big league hitters out, and there's always a little bit of an adjustment there, and I was happy to be able to kind of try to make that adjustment while in the big leagues. I think that was really valuable for me as opposed to being in the minor leagues for all of it. So just kind of getting those opportunities every time I came back up and got sent back down. So I think it was really good, and just continuing to work on all that stuff and making sure like we're making tiny progress every day.
Last question for you. I know at the AAA level, they often try to kind of put openers in front of guys so they get used to coming out of the bullpen. Like, do you have a sense of what their plan is for you? Is it going to be straight up as a starter? Is it going to be trying to mix in some relief appearances just to keep that normal?
Yeah, I am not really sure. I think as of right now, I think it's building me up as a starter just to kind of get that workload up and ready for the season. And I think, long term, I think I am going to be a starting pitcher. But being able to come out of the bullpen and kind of have that versatility is definitely valuable come postseason time. So that's something I'm learning right now, and I kind of learned at the back half of last season is like, I think I have the ability to do it, and I know how to do it now, and I can provide length out of the bullpen if needed. So it's a learning process, but as a pitcher, you need that versatility, especially if late in the season you want to make a roster for the postseason. So that's kind of a big goal for me this year is come postseason time, let's get on that roster and try to make an impact.
I love it. Well, that's Justin Wrobleski again, Dodgers pitcher. Justin, we appreciate the time, and best of luck this spring.
Yeah. Thank you.